All right, welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We got the 21st of April in the year 2020, which seems like it's the longest year ever so far, but at home, hopefully you're getting some workouts in. Here we are, Tuesday, the 21st. Stuff we got for you today. Going through the warm-up for your workout today. Again, this is going to be a little bit different depending on what equipment you have at home, what kind of setup you have, but to start off, we'll go with 25 high knees, 25 butt kicks. A lot of the same thing could be done. You could do that in place or running if you got a little bit of space to go run around, but about 25 or so on each leg. Open up those hips, open up some hamstrings, and then we'll spend about 45 seconds either on each side or about 45 seconds in a saddle pose, but 45 seconds on each side of a couch stretch or about that 45 seconds total in a saddle pose, depending on what you have, depending on what feels like it's helping you get ready for the movement and the movements that we're gonna do, whatever feels like it's helping your body best, that's what we'll do. The air squats, anytime we're doing air squats and a warm up, they are for that purpose. Warm up, help your body realize if you're feeling good or bad, where you're feeling tight. So not trying to speed through those, slowing down a little bit, making sure that we're getting some good work done. Then elbow to instep or pigeon. You don't have to do both of these. It's basically saying 45 seconds, whether you're tight on the inside or outside of your hips. That gives you a little bit of freedom to move around and see where you need that work to be done. And then the 10 scorpions or cactus, we'll go through that here in just a second, but just a little different position on where your arms are gonna be on the ground. The single leg RDL, don't need any weight for that. We'll describe that here in a second as well to warm up for the weighted version. And then some squat jumps just to get the heart rate up before we go into our workout. So going through these movements, high knees and butt kickers. Again, if you have a little bit of space to move around, you can. Otherwise, like Kyle's doing right here, in place, high knees, and go. Getting that heart rate up a little bit, knees are getting up to about hip level, 25 or so is good there. And then butt kickers. Same but different. How fast can you move those feet? How much can you get your heel kicking that butt? After you get through about 25 or so of those, a couch stretch. If you got a chair, got a couch, a comfortable place to get in this position. This is gonna look different depending on who you are, where you are getting the stretch is gonna depend on how you're set up. The more Kyle drives those hips down to the ground, the more he's probably targeting a lot more of that hip flexor. The more he leans back up against the wall and keeps his hips nice and square, he's probably targeting a lot more of the quad. So depending on where you're tight, doesn't mean it's right or wrong. You're obviously trying to get a little better, a little deeper into these stretches over the course of time. So 45 seconds on each side. If you didn't have that option of a chair, or that just doesn't feel good for you, that extreme plantar flexion,
good word, bro.
extreme extension through the foot and the ankle, if that hurts, this might be a little bit of a way to alleviate it for some people, or it might make it worse. It might be that you have to use the chair because this makes it worse. But same thing, we're stretching quads right here. If Kyle were to try and lay back, he's opening up these hip flexors, the muscles up there high in the quad. So spend a little bit of time there, and then after he's done here, again, these aren't for speed or trying to be fast, right? He's gonna do 10 nice slow air squats to investigate, see if any of that work he just did. Look at that perfect squat. Kyle did not warm up at all, by the way. This is total cold. Those butt kickers and high knees are the first.
What's the warm up?
It's a good warm up. And then after you're done with those air squats, elbow to instep or pigeon stretch. Again, if you are tight more on the inside of your leg, it's probably gonna be more of this elbow to instep variety. Open up those muscles. If it feels like outside of your hips, your glutes are really, really tight, you can lay that leg over and you're gonna start hitting a little bit different musculature. The more he gets that heel out in front of his hips without losing the knee contact to the ground, the more he's intensifying that stretch, so to speak, getting those muscles to work harder and harder. So not gonna look the same for everybody. Should feel terrible, no matter who you are though. Should be a little bit of testing of the end range of motion. Yeah. Does it feel bad? Good, you're doing it right. And then the scorpion and the cactus, you're gonna be laying down on the ground. You're gonna have your arms out to your sides. Now the difference, this is a scorpion with his arms straight. He's still trying to get that same movement through his thoracic spine so he can get that heel or that toe to touch his hand. And the difference in the scorpion and cactus, he goes 90-degree angle at those elbows and armpits. That generally limits the range of motion for a lot of people. You start to feel the stretch. For me, I feel it a lot higher up in the shoulder complex. It feels like I can't get that foot quite as far over. But after about 10 or so of those, again, mixing back and forth, depending on what it feels like, it's helping open you up for some of these movements. We'll go there. The single leg RDL, we don't need any weight here yet. We'll go over that in the workout version or the workout video. But a single leg RDL, Kyle's gonna try and kick that leg back. And then at the top of this, he's gonna try as much as he can to have a straight line with that back and that leg. He's a little tight right there. He's showing you what we don't want to do, the bad rep, and then here's a better rep, getting better, better. But again, just warming up. A lot of this is balance and coordination. You'll definitely notice one side or the other probably wants to work better, but there is the first little bit. Last is our squat jumps, just to get the heart rate up, kind of spike it right before we get off and running on our workout. Good squat, full depth. Don't try and get fast down to the bottom. He's still doing a normal squat. He's explosive at the very top of that movement. So hopefully that warmed you up, and we'll see you in the workout.